Shaun Anderson has never let a bad situation get him down. Despite losing his arm in 2004, he forged ahead with archery and remarkably qualified for the Paralympics in Rio. A year later, the father of two was paralysed from the waist down in a boating accident. Once again, he overcame his challenges by adapting. Although the COVID-19 pandemic has seen very little competition, Anderson has got on with his life and is now setting his sights on preparing for a second Paralympics.
It took a while, you've got to get that motivation back, and then as soon as that words got released that they're taking place, that high just shot in, and then you just got back into that mode again, and you just start going flat taps again, and that's what I needed. I just needed that you needed to get that confirmation it's happening, and now that confirmation's there, we're working hard, and we're going like I say, going for the straightforward we need to do and get the job done.
The part-time chicken farmer has moved into a new class for the event in Tokyo and knows the competition is fierce and that he will need to be at his best when the event comes around later this year.
For us, a bad arrow now is a bad arrow, and that can be the make or break. So you got to keep yourself composed. You got to keep yourself really top. Equipment's got to be precise. Where if you got to know your equipment even better now, definitely, because you don't have the big scope that you can just do. Now it's got to be every time on the money.
Before the pandemic, Anderson would host development clinics for children from disadvantaged backgrounds and introduce them to the sport. It gave him great joy. But the one thing that gives him sleepless nights is traveling as a disabled athlete and having to cope with the challenges of flying across the world just to compete.
I think the biggest thing for us is traveling and that layover, or are you going to get to the next terminal on time? Are they going to get you into the plane before the other people get into it? Because every time I traveled so far, except leaving South Africa, which was great, and then landing in Holland, I was put on after the passengers are there. Now they're trying to load you as an athlete, and it's embarrassing, So we don't always say that we're embarrassed and we suck it up, but for me, I feel that's a major thing that I'd like to really fight for.
The South African champion is under no illusions going into Tokyo and realizes it will be tough. But he says that representing South Africa gives him immense pride, and he often dreams of claiming a spot on the coveted podium.
I get goosebumps every time I think about it. It's my sport doesn't get shown all over TV like every other sport does, but in my heart, I know the people who know me are all rooting for me, and it just makes me so proud to be South African. My biggest joy and triumph would be to be on the podium in Tokyo, putting a medal around my neck with the South African flag draped over me. That'll be a dream come true.
At 48, Shaun Anderson is in the twilight of his Paralympic career, but the veteran para-archer still has the energy and enthusiasm of someone just starting out in their career. His objectives for a second Paralympics are clear: to compete to the best of his ability in his new W1 class and to do the Rainbow Nation he loves so much proud on the biggest sporting stage in the world. CS du Plessis, CGTN, Pretoria.